I'm in Indonesia to more fully understand the deforestation that's going on here. It's an urgent issue because destroying forests emits about the same amount of greenhouse gases as the world's entire transportation sector. And I'm learning that deforestation has other victims.
How many animals are on the island?
We've got 50 at the moment.
Lona Droscher Nielsen founded this refuge 15 years ago. Since then, more than 1,000 orangutans have come here because the forests where they lived were burned to the ground to make room for palm oil and other industries.
This is the forest fires. During June, there were almost 10,000 hotspots in only 1 month.
I'm seeing the extent of the destruction at a 200,000-acre national park called Inilah. It's supposed to be protected, but that hasn't stopped palm oil interests from invading the park, torching it, and setting up their plantations in the ashes. And apparently, there's big money behind it.
To establish an oil palm plantation, we calculate that you need $5 million to do so.
Wow.
Right.
Well, you don't invest $5 million in something unless it's a lead pipe cinch that it's gonna, that you're gonna get away with it. So there must be some protection at a higher level.
Some strong politicians in this province or in the district as well are behind this.
So they're pretty confident that there's not going to be any enforcement or any kind of punishment for what they've done.
Oh, man.
2 members of local parliaments are being investigated for ownership of plantations inside the park. And it's bigger than that. A company called Wilmar, which trades almost half the world's palm oil, has a mill near the park and had been buying from the illegal plantations. Wilmar supplies everyone from Nabisco to Gillette, so there's even a chance that some Inilah palm oil has made its way to your local supermarket. It's been 2 years since the president here declared a moratorium on deforestation, and it's obviously being ignored. Driving through one patch of burned-out forest after another, I'm more and more outraged. These trees used to store vast amounts of carbon, but now all that carbon is in the atmosphere, warming the planet even more. Back at Inilah National Park, I'm joined by Kunturo Mangkusubroto, Indonesia's top official in charge of combating deforestation and corruption.
This is a national park. This is supposed to be controlled by the government, right? How does that make you feel? I mean...
Very sad. Watching this happening here in front of our eyes makes very sad.
Kunturo wishes he could do more to stop what's happening, but despite his impressive title, he doesn't have the power to enforce the law.
We're told that there are hundreds of illegal operations. Why isn't it being stopped?
Corruption is the real enemy of a good system. You issue an illegal license, you permit them to operate like that. You don't have any environmental analysis.
You just said something that I didn't understand. You said you issue them an illegal license. They can give a license to somebody in violation of the rules?
Some of them have license, some of them they don't have license.
Right.
Those who have license, sometimes their license is overlapped with another license. So that's illegal.
But the Minister of Forestry was here. He came in a helicopter and he met people and he saw what was happening here. Didn't he have the power or the authority to stop what was happening?
He has the power to stop it. He does the power to stop.
Well, he didn't.
But
He
it's
didn't.
just a matter of how do you exercise that power.
Bustar,
Harrison,
how are you?
I'm good, man.
Bustar Maitar led this Greenpeace campaign and many others, and made a lot of enemies along the way.
You've had threats against your own personal safety, haven't you? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you
yes.
take that seriously?
I take seriously, but I'm not take that personally. You know, because if I take that personally, it's become personal to personal. You know.
Yeah. You recently entered into an agreement with perhaps the largest family-owned conglomerate here, who are the major producers of palm oil, the Wijaya family.
Sinarmas.
Sinarmas. You were instrumental in persuading them to make changes in their policy, right?
Yeah. After almost 3.5 years campaign, blocking the tanker of the palm oil in the biggest palm oil port in Indonesia, we get the attention from them.
So you directly with Frankie Wijaya,
Yeah,
right?
I meet with Pak Frankie Wijaya a couple of times. As a human being,
Yeah.
I think he have heart also to
Yeah.
protecting our forest. Of course, also as he's the businessman, he's talking a lot about the employment, the economic growth, and the kind of thing. But in the end, government is the one who should managing this.
Do you think that the Minister of Forestry is really committed to the policy of deforestation?
I can see his heart. I talk to him quite a lot.
Right.
But in Indonesia also is a lot of politics going on.
Right.
Corruption, lack of the governance. So in terms of talking, he is saying a lot of things good, but in terms of action, it's far away.
It seems like the government itself is a big part of the problem. I have a meeting with the forestry minister. I have a lot of questions. Finally, I'm meeting the forestry minister. I have a lot of questions. What's blocking the effort to save that peat forest?
The lease of the land from the government. It's not being granted.
Why?
The Minister of Forestry have to sign this concession rights.
Why is Tessanilo almost gone? What about the corruption, the devastation, the complete lack of enforcement?
Minister, thank you for taking the time with us. We've been traveling around your country for the past couple of weeks. We have some questions. In the last 15 years, 80% of the forest has been commercially exploited. And when you ask many Indonesians why this has taken place, they say, sir, that there's too strong a connection between business and politics in this country.
Yang lain, Anda tahu kita baru berdemokrasi. Tapi saya yakin kita dalam waktu yang panjang mungkin akan apa namanya terjadi titik yang seimbang.
One project to preserve a peatland forest has been seeking approval for many years. The last step in the process is your signature, sir. Will you sign the paper that will allow them to preserve this critical natural resource?
Saya kalau tidak salah, baru separuh yang disetujui, kira-kira 100.000 hektar.
You're willing to sign
100, yeah.
the paper
50%.
to give them 50% of what they're asking for. When will that happen?
Kalau mereka setuju, saya kira lusa minggu depan sudah bisa.
We were in Tessanilo
Tessanilo.
National Park.
Okay.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's not funny. Only 18% of it remains. We saw it. There are new roads, new illegal roads. Forests cut, trees laying on the ground, burnt where they fell. It's devastating. It's heartbreaking to see it. You saw it. You pledged a resolution. What have you done
Saya baru lihat terkaget. Kami tiap hari untuk mencoba menyelesaikan persoalan. Kami baru mengalami apa yang disebut demokrasi.
Sir, they didn't drop out of the sky on this property. They came there over a period of time, and there was plenty of time to stop the behavior, stop the activity.
Tadi saya sudah jelaskan, ini bukan Amerika, memang berbeda. Kami baru mengalami apa yang disebut dengan reformasi. Ya, baru ini. Sekarang orang baru bebas. Baru bebas kadang-kadang kami memang surplus, apa yang disebut dengan surplus demokrasi. Oleh karena itu kami sekarang buat program untuk mencoba memindahkan mereka, mencari lahan pengganti nama.
I understand. You're willing to lose the battle. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I see all of this wealth, but it's at the top of the heap. Down at the bottom of the heap, sir, there's inequity, there's illegality, and there's corruption.
Thank you for your time.
Sama-sama, makasih.